What kind of disgusting world do we live in that people can go on TV, on national TV, to publicly threaten someone's life and simply get away with it? We've seen that with Eamon Holmes, and now we see that with Valentine Law, who publicly has issued a death threat towards the Duchess of Sussex. Yes, you heard me right. On national TV, Valentine Law publicly issued a death threat towards Meghan. My family, these kinds of languages that are used by the UK press against Meghan are just abhorring and also disgusting. And I want you to hear it yourself and ask yourself, what kind of world do we live in that people can get away with this? And while you are listening to this, ask yourself, did the late Princess Diana truly have a car accident only? Or was she murdered? When you listen to this, ask yourself that kind of question. Listen to this right now.
Your prediction? Well, how do you say? I'm fascinated. How does it end? This. What is your prediction? Well, how do you say? I'm fascinated. How does it end? This. What is your prediction? I think he's going to come back here, tail between legs, and she'll be left there.
That will. I guarantee that will never happen for one very particular reason: the kids. Those kids are going to stay in the United States. Harry loves those kids to bit. He's a great father. I'm convinced that he's always been terrific with children. So while she has breath in her body, those kids will remain in the States, and therefore Harry will.
Well, how do you say? I'm fascinated. How does it end?
My family, have you listened to that? While Meghan has breath in her body, as Valentine Law has said, those kids will remain in the States. Those kids and Harry will remain in the state. And he is not the first one to publicly issue a death threat towards Meghan. Eamon Holmes did that. Another woman called Ingrid Seward also did that. Ingrid Seward, if I can bring you back in time, said this, and I quote, that the only way the brothers will heal the rift is only if one of the royal women lose their lives. That is not me who said it. Ingrid Seward said it. That when one of the royal women dies or passes away, that is the only time that will bring William and Harry together. And we both know who she meant when she said that. We both know. Why? Because you at home are a clever, intelligent person to know who exactly the UK press, the so-called carnival of so-called experts, have been going after this past couple of years. You know it, I know it, that she meant Meghan. Fast forward to Eamon Holmes, who said that balcony comment. Some words just can't come out of my mouth because I just don't understand how a human being can ever threaten someone in the manner, in the way that Eamon Holmes did. On TV. On TV. There was backlash, but guess what? He still has a job. And then fast forward to right now. We have Valentine Law saying the exact same thing. But the thing is, before all of that, Prince Harry told us in the Me You Can't See that they won't stop until she's dead. Some words are so difficult for me to say. Some words are so difficult for me to pronounce. But those are Prince Harry's own words in the Me You Can't See. Prince Harry told us what the end goal is. What the end goal of the UK tabloid press, what the end goal of the farm is towards Meghan. No wonder they show her so much contempt, so much hatred. All because she fell in love while being a black, biracial woman. How can there be so much hate inside this world? It's too painful to see. It's too painful to see. I can't believe that someone that calls themselves a human being can go on TV to say the vile things that some of the so-called carnival or so-called experts go on TV to say. I mean, racism is something that is very, very evil. It's cruel. And as I've always told you, racism is so evil that it's meant someone hates you so much that they don't want you to exist, that they don't want you to be alive or even breathe, all because you have a different skin color, all because Meghan is not whiter than white, as the so-called carnival or so-called experts or the monarchists would love her to be. My family, listen to what this woman said first of all. Listen to just this.
What is your how do you say? I'm fascinated to know, how does it end this? What is your prediction? I think he's going to come back here, tail between legs, and she'll be left there.
That will.
So this woman sits there, dreaming and hoping that her husband comes back to the UK. Prince Harry comes back to the UK, leave his wife back in California. But then Valentine Law has other things in mind. Valentine Law, he's thinking about death. That is what Valentine Law is thinking about. My family, what God has put together, let no man, let no woman ever separate. Let no person, not the institution, not the monarchy, no one ever separate. But the UK press have been so hell-bent on separating a husband from his wife. They have done everything in their power, the bullying, the abuse, the racism. Even Thomas Markle himself went on TV, on Sunrise TV, to say that he took part in the plot to prevent Meghan's wedding. He said that on TV. So clearly, they have been trying to do this for a long, long time. Separate Prince Harry from Meghan. How bad can you be to wish that a husband, to hope that a husband fails in his life or his commercial deals in the US, to come back to the UK with tail between his legs, to come and borrow and beg to Charles and William for funding or to take him back? Because that's what apparently the so-called carnival or so-called experts back in the UK are hoping for. But it's clear that some of them, probably majority of them, are wishing that some form of one woman in the royal family loses their lives, as Ingrid Seward said so herself. And Valentine Law is saying that the only way Prince Harry comes back is if Meghan loses her life. That as long as Meghan has breath in her body, Prince Harry will not come back. My family, how is this acceptable? How is this okay in the world that we live in? How is it okay in this world that we live in? And it's because of racism. This is the definition of racism. I mean, just listen once again to Valentine Law say this.
Guarantee that will never happen for one very particular reason: the kids. Those kids are going to stay in the United States. Harry loves those kids to bit. He's a great father. I'm convinced that he's always been terrific with children. So while she has breath in her body, those kids will remain in the States. And therefore,
she has
in her body, those kids will remain in the States. While she has breath in her body,
in that body. He did not even say her body. He said in that body. That, I call it the dehumanization of Meghan. They don't see her as a human being. Once again, that is racism. They don't see her as a human being. To refer to a human being, that body, not in her body. It's clear the contempt and hatred that they have inside of them towards Meghan. All because Prince Harry fell in love with a black woman. And this is what we have. The hate and contempt from this so-called carnival of so-called experts. And Jeremy Vine told you what the goal is. Jeremy Vine went on TV on the BBC talking about his stalker, Alex Belfield. He said that Alex Belfield, his stalker that is currently in jail, wanted that his followers, one of them, to act against him by proxy. And that's exactly what the so-called carnival of so-called experts want by drumming up this hate against Meghan. For someone unhinged to act by proxy. They're telling on themselves, they are telling on themselves, my family, what kind of world do we live in where this is somehow okay? In the UK, how is this okay on TV to see this happen in real time on TV? How is this okay? Even someone called R.S. Locke said this. Law, and I quote what he said. Valentine Law, while she has breath in her body, in that body actually. Wilson, there was the hope that Harry would come home alone. What I've told you. R.S. Locke is quoting all these individuals who have been trying to separate Prince Harry from Meghan, trying to drive a wedge between Harry and Meghan. Wilson, someone called Wilson, another carnival of so-called experts, say that there was the hope that Prince Harry would come back home alone. When confronted about it, he said that is what he was told by palace sources. The Prince Harry, after the 1-year review period, they expected Prince Harry to come back home alone, without his children. They only had Archie at the time. Without his son Archie, without Meghan, that he comes back alone. To do what? To follow Prince William around. To be the scapegoat of the royal family. To come back to doing the work while the other members of the royal family that are lazy and have been coined the name Doolittles, like the Prince William and Kate Middleton, so they can take credit for Harry's work. That's what they wanted to do. You've heard the language of Piers Morgan. Meghan stole our prince. They're all in it for one goal, and one goal only. And this goal is what Prince Harry said in the Me You Can't See. They won't stop until she's dead. That is what Prince Harry said in the Me You Can't See. And my family, Prince Harry's own words. I want you to hear Prince Harry's own words, where he said that they won't stop until she's dead. Straight from Prince Harry's own mouth.
My mother was chased to her death while she was in a relationship with someone that wasn't white. And now look what's happened. You want to talk about history repeating itself? They're not going to stop until she dies. My mother was chased to her death.
Prince Harry's mother was chased to her death while in a relationship with someone who was not white. You want to talk about history repeating itself? They're not going to stop until she's dead. Prince Harry said that from his own mouth, straight from Harry's own mouth. And there's something also that he said that tells you why this is happening to Meghan. That this is about racism. Listen to this.
My family, I was still told you can't do this. I was like, well, how bad does it have to get until I am allowed to do this? Wishing was going to end her life. It shouldn't have to get to that. Do I have any regrets? Yeah, my biggest regret is not making more of a stance earlier on in my relationship with my wife and calling out the racism when I did.
My biggest regret, earlier on in our relationship was not making a stance when I saw the racism. Prince Harry said that in the me you can't see. His biggest regret was not making an earlier stance on the racism. It tells you what the UK press continue to do, why they wish death upon the Duchess of Sussex. It tells you why. Prince Harry has already told you, and I have to apologize to Prince Harry. I have to say I'm sorry personally, because I've only been saying that majority of the times. I've only ever said that they just want Harry and Meghan to separate. That's what they want. I am very much wrong. That's not the only thing that they want. That's not the only thing that they want. It's clear the outcome that the UK press seek is death. Some things are tough for me to say, but this is the reality. And they're telling it on national TV. Listen, I thought about this when I saw it. First of all, the UK press does not hide racism. It doesn't hide racism towards Meghan. They don't hide the bullying Meghan, they're abusing Meghan, they're insulting Meghan. They don't hide it. And now, they're hiding their intentions towards Meghan, their wishes towards Meghan, their death threats towards Meghan. They are not hiding it. They are openly showing it on national TV, on live TV, and telling you what they want. They are telling you what they want. They're telling the entire world what they want. In the normal world that we live in, how is it okay? How is this even allowed in this world that we live in? If this was a decent world, if the UK, there was any justice, Valentine Law would be in prison for making that death threat. Eamon Holmes would be in prison for making that death threat. Ingrid Seward will be in prison for making that death threat towards Meghan. They will be in jail. But guess where they are? They are receiving royal honors from the palace. Eamon Holmes said that he has a good friendship with Camilla, the now Queen Consort. They're getting honors, those, honors the royal family give. That is what they're getting from the royal family. And some are being vocal about what they want. They want those honors, those model of the member of the British Empire, or the OBEs, or the CBEs. That's clearly what they're getting from the royal family. And R.S. Locke continued by saying this. Ingrid Seward said that, and I quote, "If there was an awful tragedy, it will bring William and Harry together. I said they want to remove Meghan from her husband. Prince Harry, on the other hand, said they won't stop until she's dead. And also, I say the same thing, that they want to remove Meghan from her husband to ensure they get a divorce, to ensure that Harry comes back to the UK without his wife, without his children, to come back and follow William around. That's what they want. But Prince Harry told us what the UK press wanted. And I apologize to all of you because I haven't been saying as often as I should have said. The true intention of the UK press is not just to remove Meghan from her husband. It is what Prince Harry said. They won't stop until she's dead. That is the true intention of the UK tabloid press. R.S. Locke continued by saying this. The contemptuous way the UK press talks about Meghan and her and Harry's marriage is both disgusting and dangerous. It does not take much for speculation to translate to suggestion and also incitement. Men have been imprisoned for calling for Harry to be assassinated. This must stop now. To which someone said this, you know what's scarier? Being told what they're saying and then watching their faces with the sound off. Look at their breathless anticipation after that comment was made. Someone said that in Germany, you'll be fired with such statements. This is a call to take the life of Meghan. And racism at that. In Germany, they wouldn't be able to do their jobs anymore. But in the UK, as I've said, they get honors. They are rewarded by the royal family. They're rewarded by Charles, by William. They get a reward. Valentine Law, in his book, detailed conversation, WhatsApp conversations between William and Harry. And we know where the only place he could have gotten that from is from Prince William. So how did he get it? It's obvious the palace collaborated with him in this book. And the palace is also showing its hand, its intention towards Meghan. And this misconception that if somehow something bad, God forbid, happens to Meghan, Harry would come back. That's a problem. I feel like they've told themselves that so many times that they believe it. That somehow, if something bad happens to Meghan, Harry would come back. That's what they're saying. Time and time again, they ignore what Harry has said. In the mirror, you can't see. If you watch it, you would hear Harry's words. I have gone through suffering. I was told by my father, Charles, that he went through suffering. I will too. Prince Harry said, wrong. If you've gone through suffering, you as a parent, you need to make sure that you do everything in your power to make sure that your child does not go through the same thing. So the UK press are calling for some harm to come to Meghan. They constantly ignore Harry's own words. While Valentine Law says that, yes, Harry is a good father. He admits that Harry is a good father. So then why would a good father bring his child to a place whereby he knows the only thing they'll have to endure is suffering? Why would they think that a good father would do that to their children? Why would the UK press ever think that? Because they've told themselves so many times that if some harm comes to Meghan, Harry would come back. That's what they're telling themselves. But they're not asking themselves, what would Harry do as a father? A father who, by Valentine Law's own admission, is a good father. He loves his kids. However, he does not believe that Harry loves his wife Meghan, that Harry cares so much for his wife Meghan. Or maybe Valentine Law does so much that he believes that harm should come to Meghan so that Harry would come back to the UK. And then he stops and says, because of his children, he may not come back. Because he knows Harry is a good father. Harry loves his kids. But then, why doesn't he say the same thing for Meghan? Why? Why doesn't Valentine Law say the same thing for Meghan? And the answer to that question is the dehumanization of Meghan. The dehumanization of Meghan. That is the answer to that question. In the minds of a racist individual who hates someone based on the color of their skin, they hate you so much that they don't want to see you alive. In Valentine Law's own mind, he clearly doesn't see Meghan as a human being worthy of being treated with dignity, respect. He doesn't see that. He sees Meghan as a commodity, someone to bully, someone to abuse, someone whose mental health they don't care one bit about. That's how he sees Meghan as a commodity. And the palace is happy to please these types of individuals. The palace is happy to reward these types of individuals with their own biographies. The palace collaborates with them in. The palace is happy to do that, to feed the press. My family, I want to say this, Valentine law. Prince Harry loves his wife Meghan. He loves his wife Meghan. And he will protect his wife Meghan with his life. He will keep his wife and children safe. You will never have any close access to Prince Harry and Meghan's kids. And you will not harm Meghan. And this brings questions into what truly happened to Diana. Did he die? Did she die of a car accident? Or was it murder? This is what it brings the questions of what truly happened. It raises questions of what truly happened to the late Princess Diana. The royal family, no one thought that the royal family would survive after Diana. Nobody thought that. Prince Harry was made to walk behind his late mother's coffin because the royal family wanted sympathy. Charles, according to what has been reported, he was put in between his sons, close to his sons, for fear the public would throw something towards him, according to what has been reported. Because even the public itself knew that Charles was a lousy husband to Diana. The public knows that. And as you can see from Charles, someone reminded me that from Charles, you can see how he treated Diana and how he treats his own son. With William, for instance, William suffered a skull fracture when he was playing as a child. The same day that William was having surgery, Charles went to an engagement. The same day, his son was having a surgery. When Prince Harry was born, Charles went to play polo. Immediately after they posed for the UK press, Charles went to play polo. That's how much Charles never loved Diana, and he showed it with contempt towards Diana. And now he shows that contempt towards his own sons, towards his children. He's shown that, and even towards Prince Harry right now as we speak. When you look at how Charles has treated his wife and also treats his children, you see that person is a person who does not love, neither loved his wife, neither loved his children. To him, he was simply doing a duty for the monarchy to give an heir and the spare. No wonder they only had 2 kids, the heir and the spare. And that's it. That's over. They were done. And my family, you see how Charles is towards his wife, his late wife Diana, and his kids. And look at the different way Harry is towards his wife and his kids. One couldn't even love his own wife. One couldn't love his children. The other loves his wife. The other loves his children. Prince Harry loves his wife and children. So my family, any attempt by the UKW press to try and separate Harry from Meghan, to try and cause harm towards Meghan, it will not work. We are watching them. We are watching them. We are watching them. The world is watching. The world is watching. Everyone is seeing what is happening. Everyone is seeing what is happening. Someone called Lynn said that the British media are disgusting. Harry loves his kids. He literally also left out of his love for Meghan. To which someone replied that he first loved Meghan. And he loves those kids as much as he does because of the love for the woman that bore them. Look at Charles' hatred for Diana and how that translated into his neglect of the children she bore with him. Exactly what I've said. Exactly what I've said. Someone called Miminet said this. Exactly what I've said. And look at how Harry loves his wife and takes care of his children. Look at him. My family, it shows you the difference between both of them. It shows you a difference between both of them. And no matter how many times the UK press call for Harry to abandon Meghan, they will never succeed. And all the plots that the UK press have in causing harm towards Meghan, we are watching. You may have gotten away with Diana, and that makes you so bold enough to have these threats on TV. Yes, you got away with Diana. Yes, you got away with it. By putting Harry, in the middle of Charles. The public wouldn't throw something towards Charles. You did that because the public saw the pain in Harry's eyes. And you took advantage of that. And yes, you got away with it. The press even called Harry the new Diana after that. The press called Prince Harry the new Diana. It's been reported about it. And yes, you got away with that. But you will not get away. If, God forbid, any harm comes to Meghan, we know exactly where that harm came from. We know exactly who are giving those threats, who are dishing those threats on TV. My family, some would say, Brian, why do we talk about this? I say this because we need to document. We need to document all these threats. We need to have a record of our own of all of these threats on TV, on radio, on print. The squad needs a documentation of its own. And that's why I'm glad, for one thing, that the squad is having its own documentation, is keeping receipts of all of this. Should any harm, God forbid, comes to Meghan, we know exactly where that harm came from. Someone said that, sorry, but that man and that show needs to apologize for this. Just sit there and casually discuss Meghan's demise, hoping to trigger the most racist and hinged out there against her. This is quite troubling, which is why Harry has always been concerned about Meghan's security. This was just awful to watch. Someone said that despicable, Harry will never come back. These people have all treated his with so little respect, his wife, his kids. And the way they have gone after his children, never, never, ever. My family, Prince Harry, will never come back. Not with his kids, not with his wife, to come back to work as a senior member of the royal family after everything that has been done to him. And they continue to do to him. Never again. Someone said that I could not believe these people talk in such disturbing words, in such calm and casual way. I feel sick. I couldn't breathe. What a horrible show. Ofcom, please do something for humanity's sake. They want Harry to come back and to achieve this. Meghan will have no breath left. As Valentine said, a death threat on TV is something to take very, very seriously. It is not a joke. I'm convinced that this is not a joke. This is very much serious. And whoever thinks it's a joke, please stop thinking it's a joke. It's not a joke. It is serious. And they need to be answering for what they're saying on TV. For this, death threats on TV are unacceptable by Valentine Law, by Eamon Holmes, by Ingrid Seward. They are unacceptable. Someone said that this is an outrageous thing to say, and exactly why Harry and Meghan need security. He said that body, they dehumanize her in so many ways. Prince Harry said this. Someone said this, that stochastic terrorism, the public demonization of a person or group, resulting in the incitement of a violent act, which is statistically probable, but whose specifics cannot be predicted. The lone wolf attack was apparently influenced by the rhetoric of stochastic terrorism. They want someone to act by proxy. against Meghan. And that's why the hate continues. That's why the smear campaign continues. This is why we fight every single day. Someone said that we have them all on record threatening Meghan's life. If they think they can Diana Meghan without consequences, there will be consequences. Someone said that they don't view Meghan and her kids as humans. Exactly as I've said. Exactly as I've said. Because Meghan is biracial. Because Archie and little bit Diana have a biracial mom. That's why. Someone said that it makes me sick to my stomach the way they dehumanize Meghan. It's reprehensible, horrifying. They put it out there hoping someone will act on it. Scary. Someone else said that. Someone said that this is beyond dangerous. It happened on Piers Morgan's show. No surprise there. Someone said that. They're not even trying to cover up what they want. This persecution has been strategic and it is from the top. Someone else said that. My family. My family, the UK press have shown their intention towards Meghan. But I want to say this, they will never succeed. Someone even said that they think that if something happens to Meghan, Prince Harry will go back to the UK. He would never subject his children to the royal family. But he might move to Morocco and publish all the damning sealed correspondence and documents he has been sitting on. There's something that I thought about, my family. In the Oprah interview, we were told that, the footage was more like, 3 hours or 4 hours long. But there was a footage that was not shown. Could it be that that footage was like a contingency or collateral if any harm should come to Prince Harry and Meghan? My family, I believe Prince Harry and Meghan have some kind of collateral, something, should any harm come to them. Because the Oprah interview was supposed to be, some additional hours longer, but I believe it was, shorter compared to what we were initially told it will be, like it will last. I believe that was collateral for Prince Harry and Meghan. They might have been keeping something in the event that something happens to them. Someone said that it's chilling, sobering. He said, and I quote, while she has breath in that body, just calmly mulling her possible death, as if he were ordering from a lunch menu. And did you pick up that creepy last vibe when he said that body? Evil person, evil. Someone said that this is an open death threat and no one is challenging it. This reporter should be arrested. They should be arrested. Someone said that imagine thinking that after they've caused the death of his wife, that Prince Harry will return with the UK and the royal family tail between his legs with his 2 innocent children. Prince Harry already told them that his kids is a no-no. His kids is a no-no. He has endured suffering. He will not allow his kids to go through the same thing. He will not allow it. Someone said that the contemptuous way the British press talks about Meghan and Harry's marriage is both disgusting and also dangerous. They do not see her as a beloved wife, mother, and daughter. They barely see her as a human being. The whole thing is beyond vile. And that is why we call it racism. Racism is evil. Someone said that this person, Valentine Lowe, bragged about Kensington Palace HR linking to him that Meghan was suicidal while she was a working royal. There are people who want for Meghan to die just so they can have Prince Harry back, because in their minds they've been fed that they own Prince Harry. They think that they own him. He's their property. He belongs to them, and that Meghan stole Harry from them. It is the racism that drove Harry away. It is what they did towards Prince Harry's mom that drove Harry away. But the UK press would rather blame Meghan for it than blame themselves for how evil they are. Someone called Malaika Helena said that, remembering how that journalist said Harry and Meghan should be thrown over the balcony during the Jubilee, and how the righteous British media took it as a normal comment, righteous in quotes. These are the people Harry's family are in bed with. Their mouthpieces basically say these vile things on TV. Someone else said that. Someone called Dr. Ify said that just listen to the words that come out of the mouth of a supposed journalist. How has this not crossed the line? Are we so blind with hate that we can put a morally corrupt royal family on such a pedestal that we blatantly attack one woman in this manner? The plot is truly lost. Someone said that this is absolutely vile, as Valentine Law said, while she has breath in her body, Harry will remain in the States. Honestly, to me, that sounds like a death threat towards Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. We have normalized this towards Meghan. This episode on Racist Island in the UK. I think I've read enough comments from people, and you can get the vibe in which people are angry. Members of the squad, people who see it, are angry about what they're seeing. And it's clearly being documented what is happening right now. They think that because they got away with Diana and the monarchy survived, they can do it again. That's what happens when a killer gets away with murder. They think they can get away with it again. And the monarchy, the royal family, believes it too. It's time we all tell them in one voice, you shall not harm Meghan. You shall not cause any harm to Meghan. And also keep praying that God may keep protecting Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I want to hear your opinion about all of this, my family, but this is just so hurtful for me. It's so hurtful. Some things that I've said here today are deeply hurtful for me. So I apologize to any single person who might have felt uncomfortable. But there needs to be a public record of what these individuals have said. There needs to be. We know how the royal family can rewrite history. We can't let them do the same thing with Meghan because they already are trying to do that. No weapon formed against Harry, Meghan, Archie, or Elizabeth Diana shall prosper. And with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our ever-growing family on YouTube. Love you always and forever. God bless you all, and may God bless and protect Prince Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet Diana. The royal family, the monarchy, the farm, the tabloids will not succeed in causing any harm to Harry or Meghan. Stay tuned to our next video. Hello, members of Sussex Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Sussex Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.